calling gaga, lori gaga. Woman calling gaga, lori gaga. Very low girl be. Lori young gaga, no no gaga. Mami no gaga, yeah. My money, do do. My money, yeah, yeah. My money, do do. Yeah. Ooh, I be the one that sleep, oh no, one that sleep, yeah, yeah. Only G man. Lucky that they find money, I'm gonna take they find money. They don't like they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. They look at they find money. They look at they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. Find money.
Exclusive music from
Why me no go find money? Dangote, see they find money.
Exclusive music from JustNigeria.com.
No level.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy? Where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, gaga, chaka. Make you hustle, my luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fucker. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. They me ganga moya, want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh, no. You're gonna listen well. When I dey strive and I dey hustle, waiting I dey find, Kaluba I dey find. When I dey move from place to place, waiting I dey find. Now the dollar I dey find, and I don't do yes. And many people don't tell me no. Only lati lowo, di dandan. Sorry, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do and for love? If I get the cash, I go tell you love, papa. I go give you cash, I go be your sponsor. Money, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do and for love? If I get the money, you go know. Still I go out to the king, because Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy? Where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, gaga, chaka. Make you hustle, my luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fucker. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. They me ganga moya, want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh, no. Baby ganga, lama dancer. Happy you forget, say happy the gaga. Woman calling gaga, lori gaga. Woman calling gaga, lori gaga. Very low girl be. Very young gaga, no no gaga. Mami no gaga, yeah. My money, do do. My money, yeah, yeah. My money, do do. Yeah. Ooh, I be the one that sleep, oh no, one that sleep, yeah, yeah. Only G man. Lucky that they find money, I'm gonna take they find money. They don't like they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. They look at they find money. They look at they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. Find money.
Exclusive music from
Why me no go find money? Dangote, see they find money.
Exclusive music from JustNigeria.com.
No level. level.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go check up. Make you hustle, my luck up. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fuck up. I go show you my color. She wanna pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, I want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no. You're gonna listen well. When I dey strive and I dey hustle, waiting I dey find Kaluba I dey find. When I dey move from place to place, waiting I dey find. Now the dollar I dey find. And I don't do yes. And many people don't tell me no. Money lati lowo, di don. Sorry, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do and for love? If I get the cash, I go tell you love, papa. I go give you cash, I go be your sponsor. Money, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do and for love? If I get the money, you go know. Still I go out to the kingdom, because Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go check up. Make you hustle, my luck up. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fuck up. I go show you my color. She wanna pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, I want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no. Baby ganga, lama dancer. Happy you forget, say happy the ganga. Oh man, curry ganga, lori ganga. Oh man, curry ganga, lori ganga. Very love, girl, be. Very young ganga, no ganga. Bami no ganga, yeah. My money, do. My money, yeah. My money, do. Who are me? Go on the sleep, on the sleep, yeah. Only G-Man. Lucky that they find money. I'm gonna take they find money. They don't like they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. They like it, they find money. They look at they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. Find money.
Exclusive music from
Why me no go find money? Dangote, see they find money.
Exclusive music from JustNigeria.com.
No level.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go check up. Make you hustle, my luck up. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fuck up. I go show you my color. She wanna pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, I want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no. You're gonna listen well. When I dey strive and I dey hustle, waiting I dey find Kaluba I dey find. When I dey move from place to place, waiting I dey yes, 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 yes. And many people don't tell me no, 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 no. Only lati lowo, di dandan. Sorry, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I they do I'm for love? If I get the cash, I go tell you love, papa. I go give you cash, I go be your sponsor. Money, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I they do I'm for love? If I get the money, you go know. Still I go out to the king, because don't go there, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go jacko. Make you hustle, mad luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller fucker. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, want baller. The matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no, no. Baby ganga, lama dancer. Happy you forget, say happy the ganga. Oh man, going ganga, lori ganga. Oh man, going ganga, lori ganga. Very love, girl, be. Very young ganga, no no ganga. Bami no ganga, yeah. My money, do, my money, yeah, my money, do, yeah. Who are me? Go on the sleep, oh no, on the sleep, yeah. Only G-man. Lucky that they find money, I'm gonna take they find money. They don't like they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. They look at they find money. They look at they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. Find money.
Exclusive music from Just
Why me no go find money? Dangote, see they find money.
Exclusive music from Just Nigeria.com.
No level.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go jacko. Make you hustle, mad luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller fucker. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, want baller. The matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no, no. Looking and listen well. When I dey strive and I dey hustle, waiting I dey find, Kaluba I dey find. When I dey move from place to place, waiting I dey find, now the dollar I dey find. And I don't do yes. And many people don't tell me no. Only lati lowo, di dandan. Sorry, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I they do I'm for love? If I get the cash, I go tell you love, papa. I go give you cash, I go be your sponsor. Money, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I they do I'm for love? If I get the money, you go know. Still I go out to the king, because Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go jacko. Make you hustle, mad luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller fucker. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga moya, want baller. The matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh no, no. Baby ganga, lama dancer. Happy you forget, say happy the ganga. gaga. Oh man, curry gaga, lorry gaga. Oh man, curry gaga, lorry gaga. Really love a girl be. Curry on gaga, no no gaga. Bami no gaga, yeah. I go lady, my money, do do. My money, yeah, yeah. My money, do do. Yeah. Ooh, I be go on the sleep, oh no, on the sleep, yeah, yeah. Only G-man. Lucky that they find money. I'm gonna take they find money. They don't like they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. They like it, they find money. They look at they find money. Why me no go find money? Find money. Find money.
Exclusive music from Just
Why
My
me
Jedi.
no go find money? Dangote, see they find money.
Exclusive music from Just My Jedi.
No level, no level.
It's Kelpie Vibes.
Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go check up. Make you hustle, my luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fuck up. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga more, yeah, I want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh, no, no. Looking and listen well. When I dey strive and I dey hustle, waiting I dey find, Kaluba I dey find. When I dey move from place to place, waiting I dey find, now the dollar I dey find. And I don't do yes. And many people don't tell me no. Money lati lowo, di dandan. Sorry, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do am for love? If I get the cash, I go tell you love, papa. I go give you cash, I go be your sponsor. Money, I'm your be mother, yeah. Is it because I dey do am for love? If I get the money, you go know. Still I go out to that king come. Because Dangote, see they find money. I know they sleep on the money. Who happy, where make I no go find money? I know they send anybody. Me at the hustle, go check up. Make you hustle, my luck. I know be your lord, I know be baller. Oh, I'm a to baller, fuck up. I go show you my color. She want to pay me a lot, baller. Give me ganga more, yeah, I want baller. They matter plenty, I know me only sata. Oh, no. Baby, ganga, lama dancer. Happy you forget, say happy the ganga. Oh, man, curry ganga, lorry ganga. Oh, man, curry ganga, lorry ganga. Really love a girl be. Curry on ganga, no ganga. Bami no ganga, yeah.
You know, you are joining money with somebody to buy, the clothes, to buy shoes, to buy, or to go to particular location. And at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is to also see how you can pay for the ride down to that location, to and fro. So when you look at the idea of co-funding, right, I would like to explain to people that co-funding is not a new technology in the market. As a matter of fact, co-funding has been existing for pretty for a long time, right? When you go ahead and buy, like, fruit salad, for example, I'm trying to share my screen for those of us that are on Zoom so that we can have access to see some of the things we're talking about this evening, right? So when you go to, you go out and you're probably craving to have fruit, and then you buy fruit salad, right? By the time you buy fruit salad, what you basically did was somebody having to cut chunks of different fruits into one pack. So you don't have to buy a big watermelon when all you care about is just a slice of watermelon, right? So we are making it very much easy, right, for you as a person to profit. Party for almost 60, 70 million. I remember when Jeff Bezos bought his property in Chevron, he bought his property for about, I think, about 70 million or so. But right now, that same property is currently going for almost 150 million right now in the market. So it's been very difficult, right, for people to actually afford real estate. And what we basically did is to say, okay, you know what? At the end of the day, some people just want to profit. I've been in a situation where some people says, oh, they just want, I have a property somewhere, and maybe the property is about 100 million, and all I want from that is 10 million out. What we have basically done with Cuddle is that we have made it easier for you. That instead of you to now have to go and buy those properties in bulk, you can easily come together. John, Shola, Fabian, can come together and say, can we actually buy this property together? So collaborative funding or co-funding, right, is not new. This is that we are now bringing this into the everyday life of real estate investment, infrastructure financing, and the likes. And how do we work? It's very simple. What we basically do is that we find a property in a good location, and we look at how that this property can make money. By the time we have computed the figures on how the property can make money, what we then do is that we put that property in the market for people to come together and to own. That's exactly what we do in clear terms. So what we basically do is that this is a property. The property costs 100 million. You don't have 100 million right now. What Cuddle does is that Cuddle picks up this asset, and put it on our platform, and you can come in to own that property with as low as 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, or whatever the case might be. And then you have multiple persons coming to own the same asset for the purpose of profitability. Now, what does Cordul does to that property? Cordul now manages that property and makes sure that you all will make profit. I'll give you an example from the regular Ajo that you know. There was a particular case that, I don't know if some of you read this case. It was on Instablog for a while, where they said that they contributed, market women contributed money with somebody. And when it was time for them to collect money, the woman said she forgot who gave her money. And her brain could no longer process who gave her money. Or she was having, her brain was not forgetting when she was collecting. But when it was time to give the money out, her brain had to forget who gave her the money. Now, what we have done in Cordul to make it different is now to say that nobody will get up tomorrow and tell you, oh, I am XYZ person, and so therefore I can get up, I can take ownership of this property, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. We have made it easy for you to come into the system without having to know the next person, to operate under a system registered under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to now own properties that makes massive profits, and every year or every month, based on how you want it, you can then earn rent. Ladies and gentlemen, Cordul is not a company that says give us money, we'll give you XYZ percentage. You don't know what we are doing with your money. You don't know how your money is going to work. You don't know whether you are in profit. You don't know whether you are in loss. We just demand for your money, and that is all. No. What Cordul does differently is that we now bring people together into a system, right? And at the end of the day, after managing, we pay people the rent from that property. So if you have gone to the website, the app, for example, right? If you have not downloaded the app and you're watching us, Cordul IFC on Play Store and Apple Store. If you go ahead and download that app, right, you will discover that there are a lot of properties on that platform. Now, what we basically have done is that you can now come in and invest into any property of your choice. So we are no longer saying, just give us the money. No, this is the property. You can go there. As a matter of fact, the moment that particular property, right, the moment that particular property has been fully funded, or even you invest in that property as a co-investor, you have the right to go and visit the property. So for those that are on Zoom, that have access to this, and I also show those on Instagram and those on YouTube and Facebook, so that you can have access to see what I'm talking about. Now, let me show you something, with how Cordul actually works, right? From my screen, and show you how collaborative funding can actually give you so much peace of mind to focus on that which you love best while your money grows with us at Cordul, right? So now, what we basically do is that if you look at, I'm trying to see how I can share my screen to those guys at on Zoom, but if you can see my screen here, you will see that this is a watermelon, right? This is a watermelon, and in this watermelon, you can decide that you want to buy all of the watermelon, or you can decide that you want to buy just a slice of the watermelon. Cordul is now saying that you can come into Cordul and own as much as 70% of this watermelon. It is 20,000 naira and all of. So I want you to understand that collaboration even happens at the top. And one of the ways that people actually do it is by saying that I don't need to go and look for all the money, right? I can easily just join somebody and do that, and get to my destination. So if Femi Otedola will go ahead and invest alongside Dangote at that level of wealth, then what is stopping you from actually taking actions with collaborative funding? And why we have been doing all these webinars and sessions is because we understand that this is a relatively new model in Nigeria. People are not used to it, and that's the reason why we're trying to explain the system on how it works. So you can feel free. The moment I am done with this session, you can go ahead and then ask your questions, or while I'm having these conversations, you can drop any of your questions in the comment section and I would respond to all of them accordingly. Now, what you benefit from Kodu, let me quickly talk about that before we go ahead and test the platform. Number one, you have the same benefit as the same person that bought an entire property. If the person that bought an entire property will benefit 100 million, you too, you will benefit 100 million from Kodu, but in the equity that you bought. So if at the end of the day, the person actually, let me give a very quick example for now. Let me give you a very quick example. So you bought a property in, let's say you bought a property in Lekki Phase 1, or sorry, in Ilaso. You bought the property for 75 million, right? And you go ahead and put that property in the rental market. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? You put the property in the market for rent, and after putting the property in the market for rent, right, that property is earning 3.5 million from rent. Now, that's about 4.6% thereabouts from your total earning. Now, when you earn that amount of money, the simple thing we do now is that 3.5 million or 4.5 million that you are earning every year, you can now distribute it across different persons that have invested in that project based on how they invested. So number one is equity benefit. Number two, you have the access to visit any property that you have invested in the moment you have invested. Now, one of the things that we do differently is that we have made it easy for you to come ahead and see what you own. So we are not saying that, invest your money in a project and you don't even need to know how it's working. You don't need to know. No, you have the opportunity to come to the project at any time and see exactly what you own. The moment you go to the project and invest, you see portfolio, you go ahead and invest in that project, automatically you can schedule an inspection at any time of your choice and go over there and visit that particular property. Number three is easy liquidation. Ladies and gentlemen, you believe with me that real estate in Nigeria currently today is very difficult to liquidate. You can't come into a property today and sell it tomorrow. And that's what we are changing. We are making it easy for you that after every holding period in a property, listen to me, that you can now exit at any time that you want to exit. Why is there an holding period? Not all properties on Kodu we have an holding period. But the reason why there's an holding period is just so that maybe that property needs to be renovated, probably it needs to be painted, it needs to be fixed in one or two ways or the other. That is the time that we will fix that particular property based on each of those assets. So if you look at Yaba, for example, if you go to Kodu Living, Yaba, for example, that property that we bought is an old building, but people are living there currently. Now, when we bought that building, people were living in that building as at the time that we bought that building. The moment we bought the building, we gave a quick notice to all of them, but by the laws of the Federal Bank of Nigeria, when you give a quick notice, you have to wait for 6 months until your quick notice is due. And after the 6 months, they exit from that property. So at that moment, the 6 months you have demanded from them, you cannot do anything on that property for that time. And that's exactly how it works. So right now, we have different projects in Yaba. We have in Lekki Phase 1, that is the one by Jeffrey Benson. That is Wall Street by Jeffrey Benson. The one in Yaba is a student hostel. We are, in fact, from every other person, any student that is listening to me right now should actually be able to get in and participate from this massive opportunity. The opportunity to actually now start investing in hostels, and as students pay the rent, you also make rental income. You also make rental income, right? So let me go ahead and see how to test this platform, show you how, to make an investment in Codle, right? For those of us that are on Instagram, I'm going to show you how to get into Codle and to make an investment in Codle, right? For those of us that are on Instagram, I'm going to show you how you can do that and make an investment in Codle, right? So let's imagine that you have downloaded Codle IFC on your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Just go to Codle IFC on Apple Store and Google Play Store, and then you can get yourself started, right? So let's just imagine that you have downloaded the platform. I'm trying to see if I can now share my screen for those of us that are in on Zoom. Just a minute, guys. I'm trying to share my screen for those of us that are on Zoom to be able to have access to see just exactly what I'm doing now. So we're back. This is the Codle platform, right? This is the Codle platform, and I'm going to try to create an account right now. When you download the Codle platform, it takes you where you can sign up, right? Where you can sign up. This is the sign up button. But I'm going to assume that I'm in the system already. I'm going to assume that I'm signed up already, right? So let me just go to login. Let me go to login and enter my login details. I'm going to show you just exactly how Codle works and how you can benefit massively from it. So I have inserted my login and I'm about to sign in to the platform right now. I think there's a bit of a network issue. Let me see if I can get in right now. So I want you to understand that with Codle, you can actually invest in any property, in any location in Nigeria and earn massive rent from it. To those that are listening to us on Zoom, so if you're on Zoom, okay, somebody's saying that if you can add more payment options for those that are not currently in Nigeria. Yes. Okay, let me use my. Sorry, guys, just a minute. I think there's a bit of network glitch. Yes. Okay. Apologies, we have people that are joining us from Zoom, so we're trying to put them into the space. We have some users from Zoom that are joining us. So if you're joining us, we have people from Instagram, we have people from YouTube, we have people from Facebook that are joining us here today. So I was reading a comment before the network on Zoom kicked me out. Just a minute. So somebody was saying that if it's possible that we can add more payment options for those that are outside Nigeria. Yes. We are working on that. We're working on that. And by next week, before the end of this week, before the end of this week, for those of us that are outside Nigeria, we are going to make it easy for you to, make an investment with us from anywhere you are in the world. Just today, we try to round off our work with Coinbase to see how that we can receive payments in crypto, right? So I'm already in the app. I'm in the Codle app. I just logged into my account. Permits me to, for privacy reasons, just keep my back. So on my platform. I'm in the Cuddle app already. I want to just be sure if the guys from Zoom can actually hear me. I think there's serious glitch with the Wi-Fi at my end. Sorry to all those guys on Instagram. I'm trying to see how to make sure that the people on Zoom are connected on this meeting. If you actually registered, you have an account with us in Cuddle, you would actually have access to the Zoom account. We sent the link to all our users on Zoom so that they could be able to join and can be able to see directly from their mobile device, right? So let me go ahead now and share my screen to those guys that we have on Zoom and explain to you how Cuddle actually works, right? And you see how you can use Cuddle to your massive benefits. Okay, I believe my screen is obvious right now. So this is my screen. So when you come into Cuddle, I need to quickly say some things because we called a couple of our users today. If you have not heard our voice, don't worry. We're doing a roll call around all our users to see how we can be very close to them. And just like we posted on our page, we run an almost 24/7 hour service to make sure that wherever you are connecting with us around the world, we can attend to your need at any time of the day, right? If your dream has been to own massive properties, guys, now is the time. Now is that time. I'm going to play that video to you guys by tomorrow, where you see that Femi Otedola was talking about a refinery that himself and Aliko Dangote actually bought together, right? So collaboration even happens in a place of power. So if you are not collaborating, if you are not joining forces with somebody to actually do big stuff, then I think that you're slipping behind. The reason why even somebody like Jeffrey Benson came on board, regardless of many of the things he had, was that we have to make him understand that, see, the vision is that we must now begin to fund massive infrastructures. For those of you that don't even know, the Lekki Ekpe Expressway from Lekki down was a PPP, was public-private, right? With a construction firm, infrastructure finance firm, and the government. Now, when we decide to take up, for example, a project of building roads, we're also going to put tolls in those roads, and you're going to make money. So this real estate asset we just started is the first step of what we are planning to do. There are a lot of projects that will come on board with Cuddle, and you're going to be a part of them massively. How is it going to look like when you decide to buy an entire airline operation? And on Cuddle, you can own an airline with somebody else. And while you are flying out, from here to London, to the United Kingdom, to United States, and all of those places, you can say, I actually own XYZ percentage in this particular project. That exactly is what Cuddle is making possible for every one of us in Nigeria and over the world, right? Now, you're already on the Cuddle platform. When you're coming in for the very first time, this part of your net worth, where you see your net worth, it is going to be empty because obviously you are just coming in. So you have to slide right to where you see wallet balance, and then in that wallet balance, you click on top up. Now, when you click on top up, it shows you how much do you want to invest on the Cuddle platform, right? So let's imagine I want to invest 20,000, or let's imagine I want to invest 23,000 naira, for example. Now, it tells you whether you're going to do it by bank transfer or by credit or debit card, right? For those of you that have been having difficulties with, getting on the system, right? Now, that's how to handle payments, right? Now, let's go to the marketplace, which I think has been most of the concerns for a lot of people. Now, when you come to this marketplace, you're going to see the properties that we have available. Now, if you scroll down here, you will see that we have other properties that have been sold out, right? Cuddle did not start today. Cuddle has started quite a while ago. You are probably just knowing about Cuddle today, but Cuddle did not start today. Now, we have paid some people out. If you scroll down, you see that in Zone 3, we have paid out 5.2 million in Zone 3, and we are still paying people out. If you come down to Zone 2, we have paid out, I don't know if you can see that, 3.9 million. We have paid out in Zone 2, and we are still paying people out. If you come down to Zone 1, You can see that we've paid people out and we're still paying people out. It's there. If we have not been paying people, I believe that by the time we created this, somebody would have gone on Twitter to say, I don't think, but we have evidences of people who have been paid out on Kodu day on day. We have evidence of people that have been paying out on Kodu, right? And then even the lands that people have invested in, this is capital growth. You can see that for those on Instagram, 2.5%, 2.5% capital growth. If you come down here, you see that the capital growth did about 6.13%. Another one did about 30.8%. So this actually shows a lot of progress that has happened on our platform from when we began till date. Now, let's imagine that you come to Kodu Yaba, for example. Kodu Yaba is an hostel project, right? It's an hostel project located in Yaba. As you can see, now one of the things that we are doing in Kodu is to make our entire system very transparent, right? So as you can see, this is the picture of what the building is going to look like, right? And this is the picture again of what the building is going to look like. As you can see that now, this is the picture of what we bought. This property is located in Yaba. We bought this property, right? And we bought it with tenants in this property. So that you understand that we are not just talking about something that we do not understand or we do not know. We bought this property actually with tenants, and the tenant has been served the quick notice to exit that property, right? Maximum in 6 months from when we give them the eviction letter. So that is to show you that we are not a Ponzi scheme, we are not a scam, right? If you come down, you'll see save listing and then co-fund now, and you can go down to see the percentage. Now, it's going to make 11% annual rent every year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is rent alone. There's a difference between rent and capital growth. If you come down the page, you are going to see that it says the building is going to do 5% capital growth, right, in every year. It's going to do 5% capital growth on its first year, and this capital growth actually increases by the year. So you are earning rent. At the same time you are earning rent, your capital in that particular property is actually increasing. So you are not even losing money. Your money is still there, but it is making you free money. Now, very soon, if you go back to the home page, for those of you that are on the app right now, you go back to the home page, there's a place called P2P Marketplace. A P2P Marketplace, according to what we said, is coming soon. By the time the P2P Marketplace is live, which will be live in a few months from now, you'll be able to trade your assets from the very time you bought it. Which means that you can buy a property today and tomorrow say, oh, I need 5 million out of the 20 million I put into this property. Kodu, can you help me? I want to sell the property. You don't need to come to us anymore. You can easily just go to the peer-to-peer marketplace and then trade on that asset, the amount you want to sell off, and then make your money. Right? Now, also there will be a person to Kodu Marketplace where you can decide to sell that asset to Kodu, just in the case where you don't have the time to wait for another person to come and buy that property. Kodu will also be willing to buy the property. So, ladies and gentlemen, why have you not taken a decision to do business with us at Kodu Infrastructural Finance Corporation? Our job is to make it easy for people to now come together and finance key infrastructural projects in the community that actually solves critical issues. So we're going to take up projects like hospitals very soon. For example, I don't know if many of you are familiar with the case of the lady who died in an elevator. And that has been, there has been a consistent complaint that that hospital has been badly managed for a really long time. Now, imagine if somebody told Kodu about that, and then we strike the partnership with the management of the hospital and came in to renovate that property. And then those of you guys who are interested in investing in a hospital project now say, oh, apart from the profit I'm going to make, I love the idea of setting up an hospital. And then you invested in that hospital project. That means that the lady who have died will most likely not die. Because that elevator would have been in perfect use, because a private organization like Cordon has picked up that hostel and has put it in shape. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you for sure that through you, Cordon has become the superhero that is going to set Nigeria back to the shape that is expected to be. We're going to see the massive constructions of road, creation of massive businesses at the end of the day, and this will all be possible by each one of us coming together to actually fund this movement. So apart from the fact that it's a business, we are also funding a movement. We are funding the rise of solid structures, right? I don't know many of you who saw that video on Instagram that we posted earlier today, where we're talking about the fact that infrastructures actually powers up cities. Go to developed countries, the United States, United Kingdom, Cyprus, France, all of these places. The government is not stressed to do everything. And that's one of the major things that the past president actually did before he left power, making private institutions now come in to now pick up a lot of infrastructures like this. Now you see privatization of electricity, all of these kind of things. Those are what powers up cities. The only thing that we celebrate when we go out there are structures not created by government alone. There is never a time that government knew what to do. Honestly, I don't know if many of you saw a tweet last year. I don't know if it's last year or last 2 years that Elon Musk actually tweeted that the government said they wanted to do a particular bridge, and the bridge was supposed to take them, I think, 30 years. And Elon Musk came and said, I'm going to do that bridge in 3 years, and I'm going to do it almost 80% or 70% lesser than the budget they put out. So what is the difference between the United States and Nigeria? It's just a system that works. It's a structure that works. It is private organizations like Cordon coming together with the collaborative movement of people like you on this call listening to us right now to now begin to power up cities. So Elon Musk is now saying that, oh, I can do that same bridge that the government is saying they will do for 30 years. I can do that same bridge in 3 years. And instead of me spending the XYZ amount of money he said we're going to spend, I'm actually going to spend just 30% of that total budget. And I'll still give you the bridge. So what are we saying? So what makes that state in the United States different from your Nigeria? What made the difference? The private sectors will always rise. So at the end of the day, the honest truth is that, ladies and gentlemen, people are not reducing. So you should know that investing in infrastructures is never going to be a bad business any day. If somebody like Jeffrey Bezos, who makes a lot of money in Forex, can decide to say he's coming into real estate to play a game like this, that is to actually let you know that you might even make your money outside real estate too, but you will bring it back to real estate. Israel Adesanya made his money from boxing, but where is he bringing it back to? Real estate. Go and check many of these major guys out there. Where are they bringing their money back to? Real estate. Because real estate actually powers up cities. So go ahead and download the Cordon IFC app today. If you have any questions, you need clarity on anything, you can always get in touch with us on our social media pages or on our WhatsApp number. You can call us, right? Our numbers are everywhere on our Instagram page, and we're going to post that again tonight so that you can actually check out. You can reach out to us if you have any clarity you need or any questions you might want to ask. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to only start. We made it easy to enter. Does not mean that that's all we are collecting. The fact that we say you can come and own a project with 20,000 naira does not mean that that's the end. Many of you buy shares. You buy shares in companies like Apple. You buy shares in companies like UBA. They'll tell you that they are selling their shares for 23 naira per share, 53 naira per share. That's exactly what is happening in infrastructure finance right now. We're making it easy for you to now come in with as little as 20,000 naira and then power up the future of infrastructures, right, in different cities across Nigeria. There are a lot of products I'm going to launch over the next few months to see how to make this process much more easier. So I think I've come to the end of the session for today. Those of you that are investing, right, you can go ahead right now and make strategic investments, right, into this project. You can still invest in Kodu Yaba for as low as 20,000 naira per share. But as of today, Wall Street by Jeffrey Benson has now grown to 100,000 naira per share. That means those of you who came in with 20,000 naira per share, I mean, you have been able to get yourself in. Right now, you are not buying per share at 100,000 naira. That's like what you could have bought for 5 different shares right now, right? So I see that there are quite a couple of questions, and I'd like to answer them. So somebody's saying, how much can I be earning if I start with 20,000 naira? Well, the earning is actually based on the assets, right? The earning is based on the assets. So I need us to understand that we are not collecting your money to go and do business with it and say we'll come and give us 20,000 naira, we'll come and give you X 100% at the end of 4 years or 5 years. That's not what we are doing. What we are saying is come into a project that you are interested in and buy. By the time you buy that asset, any money that property makes, you make the exact percentage of that particular money when you are done. That's what we're doing. We're not saying that, oh, we are trying out a new, come and give us money. After 12 months, we're going to give you 10%. We're going to give you 50%. We're going to give you 35%. No. We are saying that you are going to actually earn rent the way they earn rent in a property. That's what we are doing. So it is difficult for me to tell you that this is how much you are making for your 20,000 naira. Just find the property you want. And there are 2 ways you make money on Kodu. You make money on Kodu, right? You make money on Kodu through rent, which you earn every year. You can decide to earn just every month. And you make money from Kodu through capital appreciation. So I don't know if I'll be able to answer that question properly. If there be any other questions, please kindly ask in the comment section below so that I can pick it. But if you're on Zoom and you'd like to speak, just request to use your microphone if you want to speak, and then I'm going to allow you on mute, and then you can ask whatever question that you're willing to ask. So if you have any question right now, please use the comment section anywhere you are. Please use the comment section anywhere you are and ask your question, and I'll be willing to answer it. And if you want to speak on Zoom, you can just raise your hand, and I'm going to call you, and then you can ask whatever question you want to ask via the microphone. Okay, so any questions from anybody? Any questions from anybody? So somebody's saying, somebody was asking a question about verification, right? So let me explain how the verification thing on Kodu actually works. When you sign into Kodu, right, we work with a third-party app for verifications on our platform. We do not control the verification. They are just a third party in our platform. So in some cases, there might be glitches. For example, we were checking the reports and we discovered that there's about 85% success rate on the verification, and about 15% of those 15% left could not successfully verify. That does not mean that you cannot go ahead and buy, right? So if you're having issues with verification, you can go ahead and make your payments. If there's any issue, just put us a message on our WhatsApp channel, and we're going to respond to you. But that's not enough reason for you not to buy a property with Kodu, right? You can go ahead and buy a property from Kodu and enjoy every benefit that is there. So somebody is also asking again, if I deposit, will I be depositing every month? No, except you want to. Now, let's imagine you have 2 properties currently on the platform that is still in the market. We have the one in Yaba, we have the one in Lekki. Now, the moment you give that 20,000 naira or 100,000 naira or 1 million or 10 million or 50 million, right? That's all you need to give us for that property for life. So tell me why you should not even be investing in Kodu. When you put down that particular money, I mean, we're just speaking in the product team today that we are going to actually launch a system where fathers can now begin to buy properties for their children, right? And that money keeps on making you money for life. So you do not need to actually put in money again after you put in for that property. Now, somebody asked a question also. He said that when I put money on the property, right, can I still invest more? Yes, as long as that property is not funded. Now, when you invest with us at Kodu, let's imagine that you invest, for example, let's say you invest in this Yaba project, for example. The moment you invest in this Yaba project, as long as you have invested, we are not going to ask you for money again. If you decide tomorrow to come back and put more money in the system, are you listening to me, guys? If you decide to come back tomorrow and put more money in the system, right, it is as long as the property is still in the market. Immediately the property is closed, you cannot put money again in that particular property. You have to put it in another property. And that is the only amount of money that you pay us for that property for life. As you can see, someone also has seen that there's an admin fee. The admin fee is one-off. After you pay the admin fee one-off, you will never pay an admin fee again. Right? You will never need to pay an admin fee again. So you can go ahead to invest if you have initial verification, and we're going to respond to that ASAP. Right? Somebody also asked again, yes, I have a question. After the first payment, how much can one pay again? I already said that you don't have to pay any money for that property except you want to invest more. So I know somebody who spoke to me and said, I want to be investing £500 in Kodu every month. Now, you can come in and let's say you bought Kodu Yaba, for example, and you invested $500, and maybe by next month, when you're coming to invest in $500, it is not yet fully funded. You can decide to invest in another $500 in that same Kodu Yaba, or you can decide and say, okay, you want to go and invest that $500 in another property. It's your choice. But we will never ask you for money again on that property. Somebody says, can I have two accounts under the same name? Unfortunately, no, you cannot. You cannot. You have to buy on that name, right? You have to buy on that name. But two accounts in one name for now is not possible. Later on, we will be launching, when we are relaunching, right? We'll be launching, what's the name? We're going to be launching an opportunity where you can actually buy property for your son, for those that are married, for your daughter, for your wife. I know a guy who actually lives in the United Kingdom. We had a chat some times ago, and then this guy told me that he's going to be putting 1 million into Kodul every month so that he doesn't have to, that after 12 months, he knows that money would have grown into like 12 million, apart from the capital appreciation, and he knows that for life, he will never need to put money again in that property. And every year, those properties will be paying his mother. So he will no longer need to start thinking of how he wants to, send her money every month. That's his own strategy. That, okay, every month he wants to now see how he can put that money into the system, and he does not need to come back again and start sending money, to his mom. So you can create your plan, and you can work with it. Somebody's asking a question that how much is the admin fee? I think the admin fee, if I'm not wrong, I think it's about 3,150 something, 158.98 or so. I don't know, but I think that's around the range of the price, and it's one-off. You are not paying that money again for life, right? One-off, you're paying the admin fee, and you will no longer be paying that. So I don't know if you have any other questions. I still see somebody talking about the payment issue. Like I said, in terms of international payments, please be aware that we are working on it, and as soon as it is rectified, we'll let you know. For those people that are willing to buy a property with more than 5 million naira, let's say 10 million naira, for example, more than 10 million naira, you will not be able to do it on Paystack, right? Paystack does not allow more than 10 million naira on our system at once. So what you just do is text our customer care line privately, and our account number will be, the account will be sent to you, and you can make your verifications and then go ahead and make your payment. So if you have any questions, please kindly ask in the comment section so that I can pick them. We have people listening to us from Zoom. We have people listening to us from Facebook, from YouTube, from Instagram. We have 4 social media networks, and we have people listening to us from there. Somebody's saying that, how are we going to get paid? Now, your rent will be paid to your wallet. If for those of you that have used Kodu before you use Kodu, put the money on our system, you have to first of all recharge your wallet, right? You first of all have to recharge your wallet. By the time you recharge your wallet is what you used to buy. So when it is time to pay, we will also pay into your wallet. Then you can decide to withdraw from your wallet at any point in time. Some people are already using our wallet for bank. Some are withdrawing, 20K, 30K, 50K. They don't want to keep the money in the bank and all of those things, right? So I think that's pretty much it. Yes. So somebody saying, please, what's the admin fee for? Well, the admin fee, like we said, is admin. It's an administrative fee. I mean, it takes a whole lot to put this entire technology live. Your 20,000 naira is not what goes to the setup of the entire system. Your 20,000 naira is what you are paying for the asset you are buying, right? So an admin fee is purely just an admin fee. Somebody says, please give us an analysis of the 20% return on 20,000 naira return on investment yearly or monthly. Okay, so like I said, sir, the return on investment is based on each asset, and I want you to see it as rent. We pay rent. It is rent we pay, right? So when the rent is paid, as you know, in the laws of Nigeria, somebody has to pay you rent before they use your property, right? So that means at the beginning of the year, the rent is already paid. You can decide and say you want to pull it out at once, you want to be removing it gradually. That is your own choice, right? But your rent is paid at the beginning of that particular year before the person lives in the property. So in terms of demystifying how the ROI is, I cannot go into specific details because it's not only one asset. There are a lot of assets. There are a lot of assets that have their own different return on investment. Somebody says, please, I'm new here. How much will I receive when I deposit on it and the project finishes? Okay, so you can come into a project from as low as 20,000 naira, but as of tonight, the least you can invest in the Wall Street apartment is 100,000 per share, while the least you can invest in the Yaba project is 20,000 naira per share, right? And each of these projects has their return on investment. Each of these projects has their return on investment based on the asset. Any more questions before we call it a close tonight? But I mean, if you go to the asset, you see that you enjoy 11% rent every year from Yaba, 6% rent every year from Wall Street. At the same time, you enjoy 5% capital growth. That means your capital, your 20,000, your 100,000, your 200,000 is growing 5% every year on Yaba and is growing 3% every year on Wall Street. And this also will increase, right? So next year it can do 6%. Just the same way some of us lives in a rented apartment where your landlord comes and say, this year your rent has gone higher than what it used to be, right? So how do I know what is going on if I'm in another country? Well, the system is going to be properly created in a way that, I mean, in the next update, you see that we're going to create a place where there'll be like a chat box for all those that owns a particular property to actually drop their messages. The only thing is that we're not going to put people's name there because of privacy. So it might just be John A, that kind of stuff. But updates will be pushed there consistently, right? So even if you are not in the country, that is not a problem. You always get updates on your property. If I deposit 20,000 naira and somebody rents it and he or she pay 500,000 naira, how much will be paid to me? Like I said, the way we have calculated on our system, right, we are not calculating based on 20,000 naira. We are calculating based on the total value of the property. We are just saying that you can come in to own from as little as 20,000 naira per share. So go to the system. 11 plus 11% of 20,000 naira. That's what you earn for the rent, 20,000 naira. That means that the more you put into the system, the more you earn. It's pretty simple. Which means that if you put in, let's say, 50 million naira, you're guaranteed that 50 million naira will make you 5.5 million plus per year. It's pretty simple. And your 50 million naira is making you 5 million plus per year. And the 50 million naira is growing at 5% per year. That means that your 50 million naira will give you 5 million naira rent, and your 50 million naira will become 52.5 million per year. That means you have taken 5 million naira is free money. Your 50 million plus your 5% capital growth is still in the system. It's like your normal property. That's the reason why, if you are not investing in Kodu right now, and there's nothing wrong with the system, I think there's probably something wrong with the information you have about the system. And that's why you should ask all the question. Because when you put money in the system, right, the capital is growing and you are enjoying rent. So if you put in, let me give you an example. You put in 100 million in Yaba. Yaba is to make 11% per year for the first year. I think the second year is 12%. 11% first year. Then the capital appreciation is 5%. So 11% of 100 million is how much, please? It's 11.1 million. Sorry, 10.1 million. That means that every year, 11 million. Okay, so 11% of 100 million is 11 million per year. That means you are making 11 million naira every year. But your 100 million naira is still sitting down in the system, in the property. But your 100 million naira will also grow by 5%, which is how much? 5% of 100 million naira is 5 million. That means your 100 million has become 105 million. Your rent has become 11 million. In the next year, which is going to be 12%, your 100 million that has become 105 is going to make you 12%. Do you understand? Another 11 million or 12 million. Then we are going to play a rule of compound here, right? Now, you have 105 million. That's going to be how much in capital appreciation? That's almost, if I'm not wrong, almost 107 million or so. Or 105 million, if I'm not wrong. I mean, 110. That's a consistent. So your capital is growing. And that's real estate. Everything that is happening here is the laws you understand in real estate. Simple and short. There's no explanation beyond that. The typical way your dad, your mom, your landlord, your landlady, your friend that owns a property, the typical way they make money in that property is how you make money. There's nothing we are adding to it. Technology is just what helps us collect money from different people that don't know themselves. Simple. So I don't know if you now have any other questions or if there's clarity on what I've explained. I'll be willing to take your questions, or else we're going to call it an evening. So if there's any other question from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Okay, someone says, can the capital be easily liquidated? Very well, sir. That is exactly why we have built Kodu. So let's say that you already have 105 million by virtue of 1 year capital growth in the system. I know what I'm trying to say. Now, you can say, okay, you want to remove 11 million naira rent, and out of your 100 million naira, you need 10 million urgently again. You can easily pick 10 million naira and add it up and move out. But you cannot do that in your regular property. In your regular property, you cannot say you are selling 10% of the money out of your regular property and then say you are keeping the property. It's not possible. It's not possible. So this particular property that you have on Kodu, right, can be held for a very long time. And at any point in time that you want to liquidate this property, you can actually liquidate the asset, right? So I don't know if I've asked. No.
You can't you can't live in the property that you bought a share, sir. The property you bought a share in, you can actually live there, but you're going to live there as a customer, right? So let's imagine, sir, you bought a property for 20 million naira. For example, maybe the total property is 100 million, and you say, oh, I like this house, can I live there? Yes, we'll collect rent from you now. It's simple and short. So yes, you can actually live in a property you bought. You cannot just live in your share. That's the only difference. But you can live in the property you bought, right? Are there tax implications like withholding tax upon return on investment? No, actually. No, except ones that are mandated by the laws of the government. Apart from your tax you pay on that property, there's no tax. That's the reason why people, even if you go to the US, they tell you that they don't like to collect earned income. They would rather take it to a property and earn it from the property. Because a rental income from your property is a very good way to avoid taxation or unnecessary taxation of any sort. You can only pay the tax on that asset, not on your rent. As far as I'm concerned, there's no laws that tax your rent currently. So, no, sir. I believe that the person who asked the question is most likely planning to give us like 50 million, and you're probably considering how much of tax you might be paying on that. No, you are not, right? In the case where, and this is how transparent our system is going to be. In the case where we need to pay for land use charge, for example, right? The receipt will be sent to everybody that owns the property. Ladies and gentlemen, land use charge has come. It's 30,000. This is how it's going to go. But in most cases, right? In most cases, no. That's the reason you avoid this kind of payment. Okay, sir, I want to deposit next week. Hope it will increase. Well, to be honest, I cannot hold the asset, right? As I speak to you right now, people are currently funding. People are still funding. So, if you come around and you still meet it the way it is, sure, why not? You can go ahead. But if you come around and then it's not available, then I'm sorry, right? Can you talk more on Jeffrey Benson's Wall Street and how much do I start to earn at the end of 8 months? Let's plug this one. Now, let me explain how the Jeffrey Benson's Wall Street project actually works. The Jeffrey Benson Wall Street project is a construction. Ongoing in Lekki Phase 1, Freedom Way to be precise. And as you can see on the platform, what is supposed to be built, right? Now, why there is an 8-month holding period is because the property has to be built. And you are going to enjoy capital appreciation the moment the property is ready. Which means that if the property is ready after 8 months and you say, I don't want to wait for rent, automatically, because you came in like an off plan, automatically your money has spinned over and you have made more money to what you had before. So it's pretty simple. Ladies and gentlemen, for us not to complicate ourselves, is the way real estate works in the normal system that it also works on Kodul. The only difference is that on Kodul, we are using technology to now make the process important, right? So I don't know if there's any other question. Let me just take one last question, whether from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Zoom. And after that, any other question, you can get in touch with us via our customer service, and we'll be open to responding to that. So can we take a last question? Can we take a last question so that we can call this a close for today? Okay, so the last question. Somebody's talking about age restriction. Well, so to be honest, our platform is currently open for people that are between the ages of 18 upward, right? If you're under 18, based on the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's believed that you don't have the capacity to take those kind of decisions on your own, right? So it's not you're still a minor. So, but if you want to buy a property on our platform, you can easily speak to your parents about it. Your parents can buy for you, And then in the next few months from now or weeks from now, we are going to be launching a part of our product that will come with our next update, which is buy a property for your loved ones. So you can have a father come and then buy properties for all his children, so that his children can start earning rent, right? Every year. So yes, that's how it works. But right now, there are heavy restrictions on people that are below the ages of 18. So thank you so very much for your time. Thank you so very much for your time. For those of you that has joined us in the session today, we are glad to have listened to you, to have heard you. Oh, someone says I'm a minor. Oh, it's fine. I mean, you can always speak to somebody that is quite older to come on the platform, but for legal issues, it's just best that we stay within the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where we serve. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session today. It means a lot to have you all around, from Zoom, from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube. My name is Johnny Binosa. I lead the team at Cuddle. And like I said, we run a 24-hour service, right? Okay, so let me quickly say that while I round up, that whether you are a resident of Nigeria or not, you can still get on our platform and you can still enjoy the benefit of owning a rental property here in Nigeria. So our friends from Cameroon, from Ghana, from every other part of the world, you can obviously come in. We have users from over 18 countries of the world currently in our system. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. If you have any question, please get in touch with the customer service. We are 24/7 active to make sure that your needs are attended to. Do have a lovely and profitable night. Good night, everyone.
Dr. Dollar Entertainment.
Wanna make love on the moon, dancing to my tunes. Easy too much, it's not too much. I wanna be on Forbes list, if wishes were horses. Easy too much, it's not too much. If I want money, I do want dance, I got to say. If I want money, I'ma buy my shojo, I'ma buy my foya, I'ma buy me. Yeah, yeah. I wanna be a billionaire, yeah, yeah. I wanna be a billionaire, yeah, yeah. Yala, yeah, anybody, yeah. Wanna wake up in a Lamborghini. I want to fly for Santorini, make money to Sicily.